Today I am talking about the new NYX Can't Stop Won't Stop concealer and setting powders.
Danny Star Beats Music.
Hey career girls, welcome back to It's a Golden Lifestyle. I'm so glad you're here. As per usual, if you've been here before, welcome back. And if this is your first time here, thanks for clicking on my video. If you enjoy my content, don't forget to hit that subscribe button, like this video, and comment down below. So, if you haven't seen my NYX Can't Stop Won't Stop foundation video, I will make sure I put this up here, but definitely check that out so that you can see what that foundation looks like on my skin. I'm going to speed through my foundation process because I do have a video on that, and then I'm going to come back and go over the contour, the concealer, the medium powder, and the banana powder. Okay, so my foundation is on, and now I want to talk about the Can't Stop Won't Stop powders and concealer and contour. I went to Ulta, and the powder goes for $11.99, and then the contour and concealer cream goes for $8.49. So I got two. I ended up buying the banana setting powder, and I ended up buying the medium setting powder. So I want to show you guys what it looks like when you open the packaging. Taking the plastic off was really easy. I have a Maybelline video talking about, you know, how difficult it was to unwrap the makeup, which kind of made me want to toss it out the window. But that stuff matters. So I'm really happy that NYX made it really easy to open this up. When you open it here, this is what the inside looks like. So you see the plastic that's holding the powder is not tiny, so it's going to be easy to just pull out. So let's just test it out now. I'm pulling it out. That literally took me like 5 seconds. So I don't want to hear anyone talking about, oh, you know, they have to secure it to make sure no one's still in, make sure it doesn't fall out. Like, NYX did it, so everybody else can do it too. I like how the powder comes out. I like that the holes are a bit bigger, so it comes out pretty easy, and I can just dip my brush in there like that. I feel like we get a little bit closer so you can see this powder at work. Okay. I'm doing the bottom of my face because I know I'm about to go in with a cream concealer up here, so I want to avoid this area. And I'm also avoiding my forehead because I'm going to put cream concealer up there as well. But this bottom part down here, I do a little bit of blending, but I like to see how the powder sets my smile lines and around my nose and stuff like that. And I'm just shaking it lightly and it's coming out. So I really love that. I love that. So just on initially putting it on, it doesn't feel blotchy or anything like that. Let me get it in here. I like the coverage on the bottom of my face over my foundation. It looks really smooth. To look in a mirror so that I can see, but get close so y'all can see. See, it just looks really smooth. It's not blotchy or anything like that. It doesn't look powdery either. Okay, so now I'm gonna go in with my favorite part of the makeup process, which is concealer, because I feel like that's what really transformed your face. So I am using the color Warm Honey, which is 15.9 in the NYX Can't Stop Won't Stop concealer and corrector. It's really creamy. Oh, and I like the application stick. It's got an angle, which is pretty awesome. It feels really creamy putting it on. It comes out of the little jar really easy. It's cold. Super smooth. I love how smooth it is. Yo, this applicator is the bomb. All right, and so to blend out my concealer, I'm using a damp beauty. It's not really a beauty blender, but I'm using a damp sponge to blend this out. Okay, that's blending on my nose. That blended really nice. All right, let's do the under eye. It's really thick and creamy. It's not like watery, which I like. Kind of reminds me of the consistency of Huda Beauty, except it has an applicator, which Huda's doesn't. Like they use their product design as an applicator, which is pretty innovative. But NYX, the concealer feels kind of like the Huda Beauty concealer. It's really tacky. And I think that's because of how thick it is. So I'm gonna go around my eye. Ooh, I like. Let me get close so you guys can see. Okay, so now I'm gonna go in with my contour, and then I'm gonna go back on and do the banana powder and the medium deep. I got medium deep. Yep. Yeah, medium deep loose powder. So this is my contour. This is my first time trying these colors too. I went into Ulta and swatched them on my hand, but you know, sometimes swatches don't work. You got to see it on your face. So let's see how this turns out. I'm starting with a little. Let's get this forehead. And for my contour, I'm also using my damp sponge. I have all these thoughts going through my head, but I want to save all of my final thoughts for the end so that I can consolidate what I'm thinking. So now I'm going to go in with the banana powder on top of my concealer. It's very yellow. I'll tell you that much. It is very yellow. Okay, so I'm going in with a dry sponge for my powder. Okay. I have combo skin, but on the drier side, so I'm gonna brush this off right now. I'm not letting it sit for more than 30 seconds. Okay, and then I'm just gonna go over a few spots, and this is kind of what I do with any concealer. I haven't perfected doing a contour yet, and sometimes it just looks like kind of blotchy. So what I'll do is I'll go back in with my concealer and do a few dots. This is something I've just been recently doing and have been loving. I'll go back in with a few dots on top of the contour and then on my nose, and then blend it in, and it kind of just makes it pop and highlight again instead of looking sunken in. All right. Okay, so this is with the concealer and the contour. I like. I've got some thoughts, but overall I think it makes my face look really matte, which I love a matte face. I don't like a dewy face. So I love how matte it all is. But definitely stick around for my final thoughts. All right, so here are my final thoughts on the NYX Can't Stop Won't Stop loose setting powder and contour and concealers. The foundation is very matte and it is drying. I guess unless you have oily skin. I don't have oily skin, so I have closer to dry skin. Combo closer to dry, right? I get oily in my T-zone area. So the foundation's very matte on me. When I used NYX before and I used powder, I couldn't use a lot of powder because it was already very drying. And you know, powder is just going to matte it down even more. It's going to dry you out even more. I love using it as like setting my foundation. The medium deep powder, I loved it. It set my foundation, looked really smooth. I love that. I don't think this is a powder that you can let sit on this foundation. Now, I think using it on another foundation that is not as matte is going to be that fire. But using the powder, the NYX Can't Stop Won't Stop powder on top of the NYX Can't Stop Won't Stop foundation can be very drying. So I definitely would recommend using a hydration primer so that you don't run into the issue as much. I don't have any blotting, like no like blotches on my face, and I did use powder. So I think that's really good. Another thing with the contour and concealers, I love the concealer. I love the applicator. I love how like thick it is. It's not very watery. It's creamy, but it's thick. Okay, it's creamy, but it's thick. So because it's creamy and thick, it gets really tacky and it dries down very fast. And I don't know if that's because it's creamy and it's thick, but the NYX Can't Stop Won't Stop concealer dries down really fast. So you got to move quick, like with the quickness, like shoo, like fast, because it will start setting in your face, which means it's harder to blend out. So definitely would say move fast. And again, that could be because it's sitting on top of a drying foundation, so it's just like sinking into your face. Using a brush with the contour, as you guys saw, I was like contouring my nose and it was taking me a minute to kind of blend that down. I think because the contour concealer dries down so fast, using a brush, like it just felt like it was drying my skin out even more in my nose area. So I definitely would not recommend using a brush for the contour and the concealer. I think that using a beauty blender for this, a damp beauty blender for this, is probably key, because the beauty blender is damp and it helps blend out, you know, the drying concealer and contour. Another thing I wanted to say was, I feel like I'm missing something and I can't remember. Like, what kind of review is that, Britt? Maybe I should start jotting things down. Oh, I think that I am going to return the, what color did I get in the contour? In the contour, I got walnut. I didn't mention that before. Probably should have. So in the concealer, I got warm honey, and in the contour, I got walnut. But I feel like the walnut color is too ashy looking on my skin. So I'll probably go and return this one and get one that's a bit more warm. Because I don't like how ashy this looks. I mean, I like the deep tone, but I don't like how ashy it looks on my skin tone. So I'm probably going to return this one and get a different color. Probably going to do that today. So yeah, I think my overall is that I would give this loose powder and contour concealer collection, the Can't Stop Won't Stop by NYX, overall I think I would give it like an 8 out of 10. I would go back to this powder for sure. I'm like a powder hoe. Like, I love powder and I love concealers and contours. So I'm super excited about all the complexion products coming out this month. Like, I'm geeked. So overall, I would give this collection an 8 out of 10. I think because of how affordable it is, and the concealer to me was just as thick and creamy as the Huda Beauty concealer, and that is like over $20. This concealer is under $10. I think that they are a good comparison. And actually, if you'd like to see me do a video comparing the Huda Beauty concealer to the NYX Can't Stop Won't Stop concealer, let me know. I definitely think that this is a step up from the HD concealer that NYX has. I have some of that and I never pick it up. So I definitely see myself picking this up. But I think that I'm going to use it on top of a different foundation. Yeah, definitely go try it out before you purchase so you guys can see what I'm talking about. But I hope that you're able to use this video and compare your skin tone to maybe my skin tone, or just, you know, if you want to hear about different reviews on the NYX Can't Stop Won't Stop loose powder and contour and concealers. So anyway, thank you guys for tuning in to It's a Golden Lifestyle. I'll see you on the next episode.